We talked about CRUD and all, right? CRUD.
Sorry?
CRUD, CRUD. We talked about CRUD, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Fine, let me then, just give an overview first, then probably we will proceed. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And post it.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question from your side?
For the previous classes, it
Yes.
is no doubt for
Nothing, huh?
nothing. All clear.
Okay, fine. Okay, then let me discuss about first the previous concepts what we have talked so far, and then we will gonna proceed for today's class.
Okay.
So let me first talk about uh, WAF. So what is WAF? WAF is a web application firewall,
Yes.
right? It is a
Right.
layer 7 firewall, right?
Right.
So layer 7 firewall means working at which layer? Application layer.
Application layers.
And since it is an application layer, that is the reason why application team has a lot of problem. Okay. They get afraid when we talk about WAF because
Yes.
it can intervene with the application level. Okay. Because your traditional firewall, if you talk about the traditional firewalls, what they can do, they can add the latency, right? Your application may be slow, but if you are introducing WAF and if it is not, correctly, I would say configured, it can break some application component or the whole application can be down, right? So that is where advanced WAF is a product that introduced to mitigate your all of the non vulnerabilities, non attacks, and multiple of the other attacks also. But it need to be done very, very cautiously so that transitions can be in a smooth manner. Okay,
Yes. Yes. Smooth manner. Yes. And it's smooth manner.
right. And if you remember, we talked about that big IP when we are talking about big IP product suite. It's not only ASM. Very first, it is
Videos.
LTM, there can be GTM, there can be ASM, there can be APM, there can be ARM, there can be AFM, and lot of other products are there, right? LTM is Application Delivery Controller, ADC, right? GTM is F5 DNS. So the new name is F5 DNS. This is Advanced Web, right? So these all things are really running very well in the market. Okay. Then we talked about that WAF, when we are applying WAF, WAF is acting as a reverse proxy, right?
Reverse proxy. Yes.
We talked
Right.
about. So it can be it has the capability like a full proxy also. Okay. But when we are applying it before our web servers, it is acting as a reverse proxy. So it will monitor all the ingress traffic. Although the traffic which is going from here to outside, the response will also get analyzed. And if there is some mitigation that need to be get applied, it will be. Okay. So we have already talked about it. That's fine. We also talk about the TCP session, if you remember, right? Then we talked about HTTP protocol. Remember? Hypertext protocol. the version of the HTTP method, the status, the addressing, the payload. We talked about it, right? Then I give you overview like when you are running an URL like xyz.com. Post that there can be a complete path, right? There can be a file name like .php, .java or whatever. Sorry, Java will not come, but other things will be there. Then there can be a query string where
Yes,
parameter and
but
value will be there,
okay,
right?
question this. But like folders, the bus.
Yes,
If you are
yes,
talking about
yes.
URL,
Like the
there is
one.
host
Right,
name and bus.
right.
Uh, yes, okay, okay.
Path like folder where it is, right? Then we talked about the methods. The get method can be there. The post method can be there. Okay, the different methods are there, right? We talked about the status code. 100 is informational. 200 means success. 300x means your redirection is there. Redirection. 400 means not found. Whatever you are accessing client side, there is some error. 500x means server side issue, right? So if some codes are coming in our request, we can analyze that and we can come to a conclusion that it is not from the website. Okay, by analyzing the request, we can able to see, right? So these all things we have already talked about. Then we talked about there is a web server, right? Web server. Then there can be an app server, application server can be there. Then there can be a DB server. And that is what your application component is, right? So when any user is interacting, he or she interact with web server. So here our WAF layer will come into the picture, right? Uh, am I audible?
Yes, yes, right, clear.
Clear, right?
Yes, clear.
So how the flow will happen? If I will say, because you are keen to know about something, okay, with related to DNS. So let us say if xyz.com, the client is wanted to go to the xyz.com. Okay. First client will see that either I have any cache in my system. It can be cache on the system, operating system. It can be cache on the browser itself. If no, client will go to its default gateway, which can be a modem in our case. So here on the modem, it will see that if there is any cache for this xyz.com. If not, this will go to the root server, then top level domain server, then second level domain servers, and in the last, it will go to some of the authoritative server. So from there, the entry will come to them that, okay, xyz.com has an IP address of, let us say, 100.1.1. And then these all things is the DNS queries and DNS resolution. Post that and get request will be go and it will go to the application server directly, which is hosted at 100.1.1.1. And before that, there can be an LTM. So this request may go to the LTM and LTM can just make it happen on different servers.
Yes,
So
go
first
to
DNS, yeah,
virtual
first,
ID.
yeah, first DNS will come into the picture. Then your URL thing will come into the picture. HTTP method will come into the picture. HTTP request come into the picture. Even HTTP method, when I am talking about CRUD, create, right? Read, update, delete. We talked about them, right? So if you are
Okay.
creating something, you are using post method. Reading something, get method,
Mm,
right? Updating something, again, post, put. You can use them, right? Or sorry, patch or put. And deleting, delete method. So there are a couple of methods when you need to run any query on the HTML, right? So these all things you should be aware when you are talking about the application level security. Getting my point?
Yes, yes. In DNS, uh, when we are talking about DNS, maybe GTM will come on to the picture. So after this course, inshallah, maybe I will continue with you for GTM course.
That's fine. That's fine. We can
Okay.
talk about the GTM course also. Okay. So GTM again itself a new technology, a different technology. Okay. Then we talked about that initially what happened when your security policy you are applying, it will be towards the negative security model, but it is our responsibility that we need to move it towards the positive. And to a level, we need to tune it that we have achieved, 100, if not 100%, maybe 90% or maybe 80% towards the positive security model, right? So in the beginning, you need to apply only one thing. What is that thing? You will be come to know in our sessions, upcoming sessions. Okay, and then maybe there are a lot of lists like brute force, like parameters, URLs, cookies redirection domains, okay, file types, then your DDoS, right? Then your what is that? Give me a minute. I forget the name. The brute force I already included. Bot, bot detections. So there are lot of profiles which you need to be gonna apply, and it will increase the your in practice the most efficient and precise method you need to apply on the building the security policies. Okay, and from negative to positive security model you will be gonna come up. Okay.
Okay.
So that is what we discussed so far. I hope there is no doubt. Okay. So that's good. Now, I am now touching some more parts. So ASM, Application Security Manager. As I told you, it is in WAF. New name is Advanced WAF. Right? One thing I talked about that this Advanced WAF help us to ensure multiple of compliances. Can you give me some name? Like HIPAA, HIPAA. This is regarding the health companies. Okay. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act,
It
where
is
they
global,
require, yes,
global
it is
standard.
global. Yeah, global. It required health care organization to take added precautions to ensure their security for network and privacy of their patient data.
Okay. This for network security only or for patients operation and software and application,
Everything.
everything. Okay.
Like we have PCI DSS. This is for your, see, payment card industry, data security standards.
Okay.
Okay, so any merchant who is accepting credit cards payment, they must abide this kind of compliance or standards.
Mm,
Very crucial, right? And when we
okay.
are going to talk about WAF, WAF is providing such kind of protection. So you can see that why WAF is, taking very good place in the market. Fine.
Okay. Fine.
Now, let me tell you one thing that when we are saying WAF, WAF is not a magical box that we are applying in front of a secure, like in front of application and
Application.
everything is gonna happen automatically. No. Now I am talking about some core concepts. You need to understand it, okay, very properly. When I am saying WAF, when I am saying advanced WAF, ASM, whatever, okay. there is something inside into it which is named as security policy. Okay, which I would be gonna show you today in class also. Okay, let me boot up my uh, like lab also so that I can show you. Okay, and you will get lab by today. That's not an issue. Okay, I will tell you how to access it, and you will be able to access it.
Okay, good. That's good.
That I will tell you inside into the class so that you cannot have you should not have
Issues.
any problem later on.
Okay.
I need to show you some of the attacks also. So let me boot it up. See, in my case, because I am local to the server, I can open like this way. Okay, it is booting up like another window you can see. But in your way, because you are not local to the system, you will be having HTML stuff. Same thing will be there, but you need to just see like this in the browser itself. Why I
Mm,
am not showing into the browser? Because of the visibility, so that it will be more clear to you. So I am not preferring that for you guys. Otherwise, there is no issues either in the browser or in the console. Okay, everything is same. Just the visibility should not be a problem over the Zoom. That is the reason I am taking as the console. Okay.
okay.
So let this get start. I will explain about the lab later. Don't worry. Okay, it is not the part of current, topic. I will explain that. But let me boot up everything so that I can show you while teaching, and it can make some more sense to you. So it was the older version. I applied the newer version now, 17.1. Okay, so
17.
I'm just running with the highest version which is running in the market currently. So it is 17th version. That is the reason you can see one is residing here. I will delete this and will place over here. Okay,
Okay,
we don't
okay, okay.
require to. We don't require to. It is only one. Even in the lab guide, you will see only one. Okay, so such kind of lab will be get applied in front of you. Okay, now you need to do some of the deployment. What those deployment are, I will be gonna tell you. Okay, in some time. Wait for that topic to come. But currently, I am just showing you how WAF looks like. Although you are aware about it, but let's see here also in our lab. You are working on the WAF, yes or no?
Little bit,
Okay,
because I don't have much experience.
it's all right. You will have much experience now.
Okay. Hopefully.
So you can see it's booting up. Okay, let it get booted. Then maybe I will show you further things. Okay, one thing I was talking about security policy topic. So security policy is the core of ASM functionality. Okay, you need to create different security policy. So different security policy for different application. Okay, for this application there is one security policy. For this application there is another security policy. For this application, there is another security policy. Okay, there can be multiple of the security policies there. Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Where we apply the security policy on the virtual server.
Virtual server.
So on the virtual server, you need to apply a security policy. And when you apply a virtual on the virtual server, when you are applying any security policy, one thing which I talked about named as LTP, local traffic policy, will get established automatically, right? Which
Right.
educate that, okay, virtual server, you need to go to such and security policy, and then this security policy will send back to the virtual server traffic, and then traffic will go to the pool, and after that pool there can be multiple pool members. Okay, and those pool members can take the traffic. Let us say if some vulnerability is coming, okay, some vulnerability is coming on this virtual server. When security policy will see it, it will block over here. That traffic will not go on the pool. Okay,
Okay.
so that will be stopped at the ASM level. Let me see if it is booted up or no. Okay, taking some time. Let it boot. Okay. Meanwhile, let me talk about security policy. So this security policy, I was explaining you. Okay. Now let's talk more about it. When you are doing, okay, within security policy, there are a lot of things. First, let me tell you, it is a very big topic. Okay, security policy is very big topic because there are lot of things into this security policy. All of the features, web scraping, brute force, DOS stack, request forgery, anything you will apply on the security policy. So let me build up your base with the basic information so that you can grab it very properly. Security policy. See, security policy can be of two types. One thing, it can be a standalone. Standalone means you created it and you applied on virtual server. It can be in a way like parent and child, which I will be giving you practical later on. Okay. So child policies are a bit like, let us say you have IaaS servers, and every other alternate month or maybe in 2 weeks, you are putting one website. All of them websites are using same kind of application server database stuff. You create a parent policy and you can inherit lot of child policies from there because you have already all of the settings over there. And these child policies can be applied on the virtual server. Getting my point?
It's clear.
Okay. But again, this topic will come later on because currently I need to talk about something more. So if I will talk about security policy, there can be couple of the types also. Okay. It can be your security policy can be in a manual mode. It can be in a automatic mode. What is this manual and automatic? I would be gonna talk about in a moment. But let me just say that bit like you can have a rapid security model over here by default. In automatic, there can be a fundamental. Okay, earlier there was a fundamental, enhanced, and comprehensive. Now, if I am not wrong, enhanced is not there. Okay, so it is fundamental, enhanced, and comprehensive. Okay, so what is this? Fundamental means couple of the features. Let us say only 10 features they enabled. Enhanced means which is in between your fundamental and comprehensive. Let us say 15 feature they are saying. Okay, comprehensive means very advanced. All of the features, let us say 20 features are there and all the 20 features are enabled. Getting my point?
Yes, so I
So
have a
you
question
you need
here.
to, you need to choose the security policy depending upon what you wanted to go. So just a minute, then I will take your question. So it's not like that if you choose the fundamental, you cannot go to 20 level. You can, but in comprehensive, from the day one, the 20 features will enable. When you are putting rapid or you are putting fundamental or you are putting enhanced, you can disable the feature, you can enable the feature at any time. But it depends like what you are going for. Generally, in the environments, we can go with fundamental, and from automatic use, we can convert them manual also. By default, they are automatic. but we can convert them into manual. So yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, this is my question. You answer it.
I know. Some questions I will
Yes.
answer it.
Yes. So my question is, if you choose enhanced or fundamental, you can change the settings, but you answered my question. Exactly.
Okay, okay. So no question, right?
Yes, yes.
Fine, fine.
You
Let me
already answered.
sure, sure. Let me proceed this. Okay. So what happened is when you have ASM, okay. I am just talking about single application just for the sake of simplicity. You created a security policy on this virtual server, okay, because you have LTM and ASM both here. And when client is coming for such one application, let us say xyz.com application, okay, and just for the simplicity, I am making one server only, right? So what happened? All the traffic will go to the virtual server. From virtual server, security policy will analyze, and then this traffic will go to the server. That is the traffic flow we already talked about. But from day one, your security policy will not do anything. Why? Because we have two modes of the security policy. One mode is named as transparent, and another mode is named as block. So transparent means it is a mode where you are putting your security policy on the virtual server. It will just see, it will just log all the violation, but will not perform any of the blocking. It passes all the traffic for that application and never block the traffic. Again, there is some star. Okay. So what are those? Like, let us say if your, what was that? Data guard is enabled. Data guard will not block the application traffic, but it will start masking the traffic. And if you are running with some API calls, and if those API calls match that kind of pattern, which I will be going to explain in the data guard topic, don't worry again. Okay. It can intervene, but I am just telling that transparent generally do not block. But please, if somebody is complaining you, do not be 100% confident. No, it's not a web. Just check that. Okay. There are some exceptions also. Getting my point? Although it should not be. Ideally, it should not. Now, second thing is blocking mode. Blocking mode, as the name
Before
suggests.
question, please. Quick
Yeah,
question. If you enable the policy in transparent mode, and we have data guard policy enabled, so it will mask the value even we have in transparent mode, or
it will.
after.
It will. It will. I will show you it this in the data guard lab. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Current, Currently, it's not the topic. So please do not get very much, panic on that. But
okay.
I will tell you. See, when you go to the security, can you see this application security?
Yes.
Let me delete it. So this, when you create this, it is your application security policy. You need to give a name, right? Like today is 26 Jan. Let me just give a name, 26 Jan. Can you see this security and parent? Security means standalone. Parent means parent and child. So currently we will be gonna go with security only. You can see there are a lot of types, right?
Mm,
Lot of types. But currently do not confuse with that. I will be gonna explain that later on. But let us say I am just choosing rapid. Okay.
okay. This like
Now it will
template
template policy template. You can see here policy template.
policy template. Yes.
It is asking for virtual server. You can apply virtual server, right? Then lot of thing it is asking, which I won't be gonna explain you currently. But can you see this in enforcement mode?
Yes. Transparent or blocking.
So this is transparent. Let me save it currently. Okay. I am not doing anything. Just wanted to show you like how what I am explaining about. So that is how you can create a security policy. And in transparent, as I told you, it will only analyze and don't perform an action. Sure. So there are two modes, what I was explaining. And I was saying you that from transparent mode, we need to put it under the blocking mode after 7 days. Okay. Generally after 7 days. Okay. It can be time can be increased or decreased. And there are some more, things on that I will be explaining in a moment. Okay. After some time. But first, to building the security policy, I need to touch a couple of the more things with you. Okay. One of them is application language, which in my like if you ask me, in my opinion, this name is not good. It should the name should be encoding schema, because application language generally people think like PHP, Java, blah blah blah, right? But it is not asking the application language exactly. They are asking what kind of default character encoding set you are using for the application. How you can check that? You cannot check. You need to ask from the application team. But if I will open a notepad, let me open a notepad. Can you see this here? UTF minus 8.
Yes.
This is the default character set of your notepad. Similarly, if you see Word, PDF, Excel, whatever, okay, everything is going for UTF minus 8 generally. Okay, but again, it can be different depending upon application designers, right? So let me tell you, this is a very important setting. Once you have selected it, generally it would be UTF minus 8 only. Okay, in maximum cases, again, as I'm telling you, 99%, it will be UTF minus 8. But let us say Russian language is using something else. Chinese language is something else. Okay, they are using, who knows, UTF minus 16 or whatever. Okay, so in that case, we need to change that encoding schema depending upon the application to application. Okay.
So what is the encoding schema? Because I am thinking about application language, as you said, like PHP, like
Yeah,
nah.
yeah. It's all. It's all. So let us say I am opening NetMinion. Okay.
Mm,
When I just click over here, okay. Uh,
yeah.
the header, let me see. I need to copy them. Yeah, copy them. Just give me a minute. Let me copy them. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And let me open the notepad. Paste here. And let me just find out character set. Can you see this?
Yes, UTF-8.
Okay. That is what I was mentioning.
Called
Every language,
encoding.
every application has, maximum. Every application has UTF minus.
Okay, okay.
So this is when you are saying application language, as I told you, see, name is, I don't think so that they choose a good name. Okay. But I don't know the, background behind that, why they choose. Maybe they should have some of the logic behind it. But as
Mm,
a general user or as a general, people, this name is little bit confusing to us.
yes,
So when we are talking about application language, it is encoding schema.
encoding
Getting
schema. Okay, okay, okay.
like as I told you, multiple of them would be using UTF minus 8. So when you create any security policy, you could see, right? Can you see it?
Mm, yes.
Here UTF -8, but it can be any. See, Japanese, it is telling Western European, this Arabic, something else. Arabic Windows, maybe something else. Okay. Then Chinese, something else. Can you see encoding schema?
Yes.
But generally, it would be UTF -8. And it comes from your application team. They need to tell us. Else, I showed you how to check, right? The character set.
Okay.
I showed you, right?
Yes, yes. Clear.
So you can check by that way also, but let it be come through your application team. Okay,
Okay.
no doubt.
No doubt.
Fine. So there are several ways you can check that. Even if you are aware about curl command, you can run the curl command also. There from there also you can check. Okay, let me jump now. Now, second is server technologies. Again, this server technology is bit like your application language.
Yes, this
Okay.
application language. Yes.
But again, names are little bit, change.
Okay. Okay.
So server technologies are a bit like what is your operating system? It consists couple of the things. What is your operating
Operating
system?
system.
Second, what is your web server? Please be noted, it is very important. Huh?
Okay.
Then what kind of framework you are using? Okay, I am just explaining with the examples also. Then what kind of DB server you are utilizing? So here in the OS, it can be Linux, Unix, Windows, blah, blah, blah. It can be Apache server and other framework like PHP and other. Okay, DB, you are already aware, like MySQL also. These are important stuff. Okay, why it is important? Why we need to apply it in the security policy? That I will explain you later in the attack signature class. Okay, there is some
Okay.
relation with the attack signature. And why attack signature will come again, I will be going to explain, but all the things are hand in hand, right? They, so I cannot touch everything over here, but I am just giving you a clue that in the attack signature class I will explain. Any question?
Clear.
Clear? So if
Yes.
I will show you there, can you see this server technologies? Like
Okay.
you can see the Linux, Unix, Apache. Can you see this Apache? Okay, let us select Apache, then go further. You can select Django. Django is the, by the way, Python web framework. Okay, then maybe you can select Java. Okay, you can select multiple depending upon whatever you wanted to go for. Okay, so PHP, whatever you can write here. PHP, like you write PH, it will show you PHP. You can just select that. Like MySQL, you just write down my. Okay, you write down SQL. Here you go, MySQL. Okay, so you can just check out from like that. And out.
Clear.
Great. Now, as I was mentioning you, that your security policy will be under the trial mode, or we used to say will be under the transparent mode, and we as an ASM administrator need to put it under the blocking. The gap between transparent and blocking mode is named as enforcement readiness. Getting this point? By default, it is 7. So let me show you.
So after 7 days, it will transfer automatically to plugin mode, or you have to
I'm
use.
coming to that. I am coming.
Oh, okay.
But for now, this part is clear, like what is enforcement readiness period.
Yes.
Now you can have application either in manual mode or you can have automatic. If it is automatic, automatically from transparent to blocking will happen by its own. If it is manual, it doesn't matter either it is 7 days, 14 days, whatever.
Yes.
Till you will not block it, it will not gonna block. Getting my
Mm,
point?
yes.
So that was,
From where the settings manual and automatic? Can you show me the in
as
the
I
lab?
told you, when
Mm,
you select this rapid, by default it would be manual. But let us
o-
say I am selecting fundamental. And if you see down uh,
mm,
here, can you see? By default it
okay.
is automatic.
Automatic.
If you
Okay.
save this, and later on I will talk about couple of the things, okay?
Mm,
You can change it to the manual also. Why it was throwing some error?
okay.
Just okay, it is fundamental. Okay, let me save. So this is automatic currently. So after
Mm,
7 days, it will be gonna go with your
blocking.
blocking. But if you go to the application security, see,
Mm,
test is already in the blocking. Okay. So if you see it, see, you can see fundamental security policy and it is automatic. You can convert it into manual and you can see apply the security policy. Now it is manual. Currently it is blocking. You from blocking you can change it to the transparent and save. Getting my point?
yes.
So you can change the enforcement mode depending upon your requirement. Now you can see both are the transparent. Okay.
Good. Got it.
Let me delete them. Okay. Any doubts so far?
No doubt so far.
Let me now discuss about one more thing, and that is logging profile. See what happened when you are attaching a security policy. In the security policies, there are a lot of things what you are applying. Like you are providing application language, server technologies, enforcement mode. Similarly, you need to apply the logging profile. Okay. Logging profile determine what kind of event you want to log. You want to log them locally, remotely, how? So any event which is coming, either it is a regular traffic, or we can say legitimate traffic. Okay, such traffic is named as legal, or it can have some illegitimate traffic or having some vulnerabilities. Such log will be named as illegal request. Legal request. Getting my point? So logging profile will tell either you wanted to go for legal logs also, legal request, or only illegal. So that depend upon you. Generally, on the ASM box, people go with only illegal requests, so that they can have only blocking thing to them. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
But if you wanted to troubleshoot something, you can log both legal plus illegal, both. So that is you need to define into your logging profile. And
Yes,
if
but
you have
if you enable legal and illegal, it will fill the storage
right,
if you
right,
are saving locally.
locally, not storage, it will full, but you can say it will override very quickly
All right.
because
Okay. Okay.
you have only a couple of the buffer, right, for the same couple of the memory that will get
O-
override very
Override
quickly
by default, or you have to
by default. By default,
by default. Okay.
you can specify syslog server also if you have some external servers. Okay. You can send it to the Splunk, you can send it to the Qualys, you can send it to the lot of other tools depending upon your configuration. Any doubt?
No doubt so far.
Fine. Then the last thing, what you need to apply, I am just talking about the base, okay, when you are applying the security policy. The last thing what you need to apply is the attack signature. Again, attack signature yet to come. But currently I am giving you overview like when you need to apply a security policy, what all components you need to have. Attack signature for now, as I am telling you from the beginning, these are some kind of rule, patterns that identify the attacks and do the associated action. Okay. So for now, you just can understand bit like. Now, let me come what I explained you. I explained you that you need when you need to create a security. Okay, let me give the name. You can say this is a deployment workflow for what? For security policy. Security policy deployment workflow. First, you need to choose the learning mode, right? What kind of learning mode your security policy will be. Then you need to choose the enforcement mode. Transparent or blocking. Learning mode can be manual or automatic.
Automatic.
Then you need to choose the application language. Can be UTF minus. Then you need to choose the what about that server technologies. Server technologies.
Technology.
It can be your like operating system, framework, DB. Okay, what left? There were four, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, what was that?
OS framework,
Web
database,
server.
maybe
Web server.
database.
Database is the web
Observe.
services.
Yes.
Okay. Then post that you need to put login profile and you need to have login profile. What is left? Uh, 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 okay, give me a minute. Let me.
Enforcement
What I
application.
talked about, login profile I talked about. Okay, maybe readiness period we can say. Okay,
Yes.
we can
This.
we can just readiness period. So this is your deployment of workflow deployment of security policy. Once this is defined, your basic security policy is ready to apply it on the virtual server. Let me tell you, if your virtual server is not HTTP profile, it is not associated with HTTP profile, which means if it is not layer 7, you cannot apply security policy on that. Getting this point?
Yes.
Let me show you. This is a general interview question also.
Okay.
We have an DBWA application server. I am removing this stuff.
What is the mean of HCC profile here? That mean
I will
only mean layer 7? It is layer
yes,
7.
layer
Mm,
7. Yes.
okay.
So if I remove that and if I will create a security, try to create a security policy.
Mm,
Here, can you see this virtual server? It is showing you none.
okay.
Even if you will go to the virtual server, here if you go to the security policy, it is not showing you security policy option. It is service policy. Please do mindful. It is not security policy.
Mm,
But if I will create a security HTTP profile here, okay, let me update. If I am applying an security profile, so you can see under the security policy option appears.
yes, appears.
Currently, it is showing disable. And even when I will create a security policy, here also the virtual server get appears.
Okay.
Now, Let us come to the HTTP security profile because it is an LTM topic, but I am just touching that HTTP. Okay. There are some profiles available here. By default, it is HTTP profile. When you click on HTTP profile, I am just giving you example like test HTTP profile. I'm just making this name. Can you see there are lot of options which are available, but one option is accept XFF. Can you see that XFF?
Yes.
We need to enable them. Accept XFF? Yes, I need to accept it. One option. Second option, if I will go down, HSTS, which I explained you in my class, right? I'm just saying that, yeah, you are also enabled. So these two options you need to enable in your HTTP security profile. And this security profile now will get appear in your virtual server where you can select this test HTTP profile and you can update it. Now let me explain in the theory what is that. But you understand what I did?
Yes, yes, I understand what you did.
Okay. So I was explaining about HTTP, right? So HTTP profile is required. This is first thing. You understand that? Second thing, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Second thing, I talked about X forwarder 4. This is a header. This header does what? You need to understand it. Again, I am touching your LTM topic now. What
Okay.
happened? I need to make you understand for the same. What happened? This is your client. This is your LT. This is your backend server. I am taking some hypothetical IPs. 20 internal self IP 11.1.1.1 11.1.1.10 is the server, and this is your virtual server IP. This is your client. Now please try to understand the packet flow from client to LTM. There would be a source and destination when the packet will form. I am just talking about the IP header. So the source will be 10.10.10.1, which is your client IP. Destination would be your virtual server 10.10.10.20,
20.
which is on your LTM side, right?
Okay.
Then your LTM will form another packet because it is acting as a full proxy here, or the reverse proxy at least you can say. It will create a source and destination packet. Source, it will have 11.1.1.1, which is internal self IP of your LTM
LTM.
box. Destination would be your 11.1.1.10, which would be your server
Backend server.
IP. Getting my point?
Yes.
And that is how on the server side, if I am just having facebook.com, let us say facebook.com, how can I come to aware the user is coming from which country, which location? Because all the requests for me is generated by whom? By LTM.
Okay.
Try to understand the problem.
Yes.
Now the regulation is XFF. This header will intact the original IP. And from there, we can see this user is coming from where.
Okay, in the application side, they can see this user coming from where
Yes,
after apply this feature.
yes. It is
Okay.
only a setting that you need to enable, only a tick mark, as I showed you.
Yes, okay, okay. So sometime application team need to know the source exactly source IP. So
Yes,
we have to apply this feature for them.
yes.
Okay.
See, LTM is really very important, and I am touching those topics now. Okay?
But in the LTM side,
Yes, yes, yes.
before it applies,
It is
before
STT.
apply,
Yeah.
yes, before apply this feature in the LTM side, we can see the original IP, or we need to.
No, you cannot see. Otherwise, you need to open every packet and you need to see on the LTM. That is not feasible for every,
Okay,
you know, traffic.
okay, okay. Good.
Now, let us say I have this specific, stuff. You can see this SNet here, right?
Mm.
This SNet will do this source translation. Getting my point?
Yes, from client IP to internal self,
Internal. Yes. Now, let us say this client will go to this virtual server. Okay. It wanted to
Okay,
go to this virtual server.
okay,
Now, let me go to the putty, open this ASM box because it is acting as an LTM and ASM both here.
okay.
Root, NetMinion. And CS client address. Let me just run this first, then I will explain about it. Okay. Quick. And 1081 is my IP. See, I am running a command. What happened? I am running a command show sys connection. Okay. Then CS client address. That what is the client address? And I am putting my own client address. Currently, there is none. Right. But when I generate and request for my virtual server and quickly run this command again, what happened?
Okay.
Okay. Let me go to the advanced and proceed for it. And quickly run it again. You can see the connection is made. Right? Let me now pick it on the notepad and let me make you understand about the same, what I was explaining. Okay, you will enjoy it very much. So if you see what I talked about, we have a client, we have an LTM machine, and we have an backend server, right? All of those
Okay.
three things we are having. So the client IP is what? 10.10.10.81. Can you see this?
81.
Right? It is our IP, na? Client IP. Remember
Yes.
or no?
Yes.
I give this. See, 10.10.10.81. Right?
Yes. This client IP.
So 10.10.10.81 with any random port. Can you see? Any random
Source
port.
port.
Yeah. Source port can be any random port. It will go where? It will go to the LTM and on LTM where? On the virtual server. Virtual server, the port what we defined. Right? So you can see the 10, 10, 20, 78 and 443. Right? If I show you here, 10, 10, 10, 78 and port is 443.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yes. The client side connection.
So client making connection to the LTM. Now LTM need to make the connection on where? On the server. Right? LTM will form from which IP? From self IP. Let us see this 10, 10, 30, 244. Let us go over here, see the network, see the self IP. Can you see this?
Yes, internal.
So 10, 10, 30, 244, right? Where it
Mm.
should go? It should go to the application server. And this is my application server 10, 10, 30, 81.
48.
Let me show you. This is my server.
Okay, got it.
Any doubt?
Okay.
The whole communication flow is clear to you now?
Yes, in the LTM, I have a quick question. LTM question, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sometime I saw the configuration is like auto map or auto NAT. I don't remember.
Let me tell you about that. Okay,
And
quickly.
sometime,
Yeah. I got your question. First, let me explain you, then you can ask the question.
okay,
What happened, as I am telling you, this is a client.
okay,
Okay. This client is coming to LTM, and from LTM, it is coming to the server. And server default gateway is the router. Okay. This is coming, let us say, with the IP 100.1.1.1. Server IP is 192.1.1.1. This IP is 192.1.1.10. When this request will come here and we don't have auto map, okay? So who is making request over here? 100.1.1.1 because it will not change the source. This server is not aware about 100.1.1.1. It will send where? On default gateway. Default gateway will come back that, okay, this is your response. It will say, sorry, I didn't ask from you. I asked from whom? From virtual server. He is the only guy who should respond to me. Getting my point?
okay,
For the same, what we do, we apply here SNet. Okay. Now for assigning SNet, there are two options. One is AutoMap. What AutoMap does, it will check the self IP and it will change the source to the self IP. But while changing the source, it will pick couple of the ports like 8080 or whatever. Like you can see here, it picked the port 50389. This port has some range 2 raised to power 16 that would equal to 65535. From 1 to thousands are named as the well-known ports. Well-known ports. Okay. So maybe you can say you have around 64K ports available. On the basis of these ports, your concurrent section can be on that particular application 64K. But let us say if your sessions are 70K or more than that number, then what? Your virtual server will fail to entertain those requests because you have the capacity of 64K only. In those cases, we cannot apply automap. We apply something named as SNet as a pool. In that pool, we can add two IPs. If we have two IPs, we can entertain 64 plus 64, 128K connection. If more than that, we can add three IP, four IP, depending upon our requirement. Now you ask your question.
can you repeat? Can you repeat this more?
Yes. So if you have more than 64K connection, then you need to create a pool. Pool means more than one IP. And then
Okay,
those IP can, every single IP can have 64K. It can be, if you are using two IPs, it would be 128K connection. Getting my point?
okay, okay. So we'll use automap or it's not here?
Here we are using SNet because it is a lab environment. We cannot have more than one session. Okay. So 64K sessions are really very good. 64,000 session, right?
Okay,
In
okay.
one go.
Okay, this is my question. You already answered
Yes.
it. Thank you.
Yes. But let me show you that also. For the same, you go to the local traffic, go to the address translation. Can you see this SNet list?
Mm.
Sorry. SNet pool list, create here. Give the name SNet pool test. Give some IP 1010 30. Maybe I am just using 117, 118. Add. Finished. Okay. Go to the virtual server. Go to DWA. Here, rather than using SNet as automap, click on SNet. Select your pool. Update it. Okay.
Okay.
I am just refreshing, quickly going over here. Can you see? I am having 117 now. Let me just refresh once again, twice. Can you see? 117 and 118.
Okay.
Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Or should I take it on the notepad? Let me take it on the notepad. See, earlier the internal self IP was the one source.
Yes, internal self IP in the auto map
But now
configuration.
117 and 118 are coming into the picture. Okay. Getting my point?
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay. So far, any doubt? What we talked?
No doubt so far.
Great. Now, before proceeding further, I need to talk about our previous, attacks, what I asked in the OWASP top 10. Let me show you couple of the attacks. Okay. I am just trying to show them. I will not mitigate them currently, but I will show you. Okay. Admin. I hope it should be admin. No. Admin default. What happened? Admin. No. Admin password. Okay. Admin password is the username and password by default. Okay. So this is an public available website which is used for DAM vulnerable web application is the name. Okay, DVWA, DAM vulnerable web application, where you can do lot of attacks and you can show. Getting my point?
Yes.
So
it's
here,
our virtual server.
Yes, here we will be gonna attack. Okay, and we will try to see that either we can able to stop them or no using our ASM. Getting my point? So can you see this SQL injection?
Okay.
Right. There was some SQL queries. Here you go. Okay. So these are the SQL queries again available on the internet. You can find out, right? So I'm just copying it and I am putting this SQL query over here and I am clicking on submit. Can you see what it is giving you?
It's getting information from application
It is
from database
giving me
username and
what is
password.
the ID, what is that ID first name, what is the ID's surname, from where it is fetching this information. Please try to understand. You are here or hacker can be here. ASM is there, but there is no security policy currently, right? After ASM, there is a web server. After web server, there is a DB server.
Yes, getting this application from database.
Right. So this hacker, okay, currently we are mitigating that part. This hacker is putting something on the web server. This is web server, right? On the web server, when this SQL query is there, it is asking from database server and database server is responding with those queries. Getting my point?
Yes. Clear.
Now, yeah. Now, if I will talk about, okay, this is one SQL query. Let me go there and find out some more. Can you see this?
Okay.
I cannot see either it is complete or not. Let me just put this complete. And let me try to run this. Hey, 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 hey. Can you see this?
Mm,
It is not only finding first name, second name, but it is giving you the password also.
yes.
Right?
Yes, right.
So if you see here, uh, which one? Maybe let us see here. Right click,
Copy.
search on Google. MD5 reverse it is showing you. Okay. The password is ABC123.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes. Getting the
See,
password.
yeah. Even you can check here. What is the password of this guy? Okay. Let us go there and reverse. This is the password. Charlie.
Mm,
So we
okay.
can see every password, right?
Attack.
SQL
SQL
injection.
injection.
SQL injection I showed you. Any doubt in this SQL injection?
No. Clear.
If you
No
see,
doubt.
there are lot of things, yeah.
Mm,
Just go to the cross-site scripting, right? On your application, there can be some feedback session where you can provide some feedback. Let us say I am just giving demo one maybe. Okay. Here, let me pick some of the attack. Okay, here we go. Let me just pick this. Okay. And I am giving feedback, but hacker can run a script here. If you run script, can you see this? There can be any message, yeah? I just
yes.
changed that your system is infected, call admin team to secure your system, right?
Mm, okay.
And this is not only for this user, this is for whole of website. Please do remember it. For whole website, this message will be shown. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it is really very, very dangerous, right? Which is your accesses. Let me reset the DB, okay? Because otherwise it will not, every time it will show me such kind of picture. Okay, reset is done. Now, let me show you something like here the XSS script what you run. This can be some kind of iframe scripts also. Like, let me use demo one again. iframe script I have. iframe is when you are calling one application into another. It is a valid thing, but if you wanted to do it in a valid manner, file not found. Okay, maybe that file which you wanted to go for is not able to find, but you can have such a file that it will show you a virus is detected on your computer, or you need to do such and such thing, bit like that. Getting my point? Let me try
Yes.
with another script we have. Will that work? See, if somebody will open that application, such kind of application will open in front of them, which is really a very big issue. No, getting my point.
Yes.
So such
And a
kind of
real
attack
hacker.
can happen, which is really very dangerous for your application. Although it is an HTTPS, but your attacks are getting happened even then, right? So if currently I won't explain you about the security policy, okay? But let me create one and let me just give you the demo. Okay, I'm just creating a demo security policy. Maybe let me go with the rapid only, simple as that. The virtual server is that. Logging profile, maybe log all request, UTF -8, let it be blocking, let it be manual. Okay, then we have PHP, we have MySQL, we have Linux, we have Apache, and let me save this security policy. So I created a security policy. Okay, now what I am doing, I am enabling the ASM. Getting my point?
Got it.
So wait for a minute. Let me show you a couple of the things now. I'm just trying to, do those attacks again. Currently, as I'm telling you, I won't be explaining you everything, but I'm just showing you how WAF will come into the picture and how it can be helpful for you, right?
Right.
Okay. There is a policy demo. Enforcement mode is blocking
Login.
on the virtual server DVWA. Currently, if you see the event logs, there should be nothing, right? I am not doing anything. I am just putting enter just to see if traffic is coming from here or no. Let me see because I just put all, so you can see my request is passing through. Can you see?
Yes.
Now let me go with SQL injection again. Okay. In the SQL injection, where I was able to find out everything, maybe or any attack I can. Let me go with this submit. Can you see?
Yes. Blocked.
Blocked by whom?
By
Blocked by
ASM. ASM.
ASM. If you just refresh it, can you see this?
Mm.
It is showing you triggered a violation.
Attack signature detected.
Attack signature
Mm.
is now making it. Okay. Go back. Your application is opened. Maybe let me go for some kind of XFF also. Cross-site scripting. Fits into your database. Give me a minute. I need to reset the DB. Let me go to the XSS demo one. Let me go with this. Okay. Sign. Can you see?
Blocked this by ASM.
Again, if you just refresh it, you can able to see again vulnerability XSS. Can you see this?
Nice.
Earlier, the vulnerability should be SQL. See, even
SQL is.
it is telling you everything that it is blocked due to SQL. This is blocked due to cross-site scripting. One more thing, let me
Blocked
tell
by
you.
attack signature.
Yes, one more thing, let me tell you. When you are going to the virtual server, here in the virtual server, when you go to the resource, can you see these policies? Yes or no?
Yes, I see. I saw this.
This policy is local traffic policy. It is assigned automatically.
But it is related to security policy, ASM?
When you add a
Security policy.
security policy,
Yes.
what it tells to your LTM, buddy, you need to go to the ASM first.
Okay, okay. To instruct LTM to go to ASM first.
Let me show you the same. Click over here. It is
Mm.
saying policy name is this,
Mm.
executing the rule. Rule
Mm.
name is default. This rule
Okay.
is saying enable the ASM for this policy at request time. Our policy
At,
name is demo, if you remember. Yeah,
at request time.
at
Okay,
request
okay.
time. Getting my point?
Yes, this to all nothing but enable the LTM to go to security policies, to specific security policy.
If you go to DBWA, go to the security policy,
Mm.
disable this, update this,
Mm. It will not disappear from there.
go to the resource, see nothing. But
Got
if
it.
you but if you enable it again over here, for the demo policy update, automatically it will get appear again. Resources appeared. You need not to touch this thing. Getting my point?
Yes, got it. Got it. Thank
Any
you.
doubt?
No doubt so far.
Perfect. So I hope so. Today's class was interesting because your
Yes,
practical is now started.
so interesting. Yes, very interesting.
So your practical is now started. So that is the reason you should feel it very good. Although the previous classes was making your foundation strong.
Yes, yes, for foundation.
Yes.
That's right. Good.
Now the time for break. After that, I will explain about the lab,
Yes,
and
please.
I will give you the lab access, and you need to make your lab ready. Okay.
Okay. Okay.